So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 6 of our Portsmouth career mode on the PS4 FIFA 15. So we're starting off this episode with a squad report. I know I'm going very quickly through this, but if you guys want to stop, feel free to go back and check out this squad report again at the end of the video, or stop the video now and go back just so you can see how the players are doing and how they're progressing, or whether they're decreasing, whether they're increasing, whether they're staying the same, or what we're doing with them. So that was just a quick squad report to start this episode off. We are going to have 2 games in this episode. We are going to be playing at home against Accrington Stanley, and we're also going to be playing against Bury at their place, I believe. But anyway, we've got a difficult game up against Accrington, and Accrington are currently sitting in 7th place in the league. We're currently sitting in 3rd place, but it will be a very difficult game, as if Accrington Stanley do actually beat us, they will leapfrog us, and they will then go above us because they will then have more points than us. So basically the league is very, very tight at this moment in time, obviously because we've just started the league, we're not that far into it, and therefore the teams are quite close bunched together. We're starting to see the gap between the top 8-9 teams and then the lower leagues. The lower sides are not doing very well at all, but straight from kickoff we do get a good chance here. It was Bagluli, I believe you pronounce it like that. But anyway, Story gets through. He has a shot, but unfortunately his shot wasn't on target and it hits a side netting. And we failed to actually test the goalkeeper in the early stages of the game. But the next chance of the game did actually fall to Accrington Stanley. They play a lovely ball through. It was Joyce running through. He had cuts inside. He shoots, but thankfully for us, his shot does go wide of the post, as I didn't think that Paul Jones was actually going to be getting anywhere near that. I thought that was going to end up in the back of the net. But once again, Accrington Stanley was showing that they were not going to give up, and they just kept fighting and fighting. And this time they do actually get what they wanted, and they got given a penalty. To be honest, I really did not think this was a penalty. It was Paul Robinson was the guilty party. I honestly believe from the replays that there was not much in this penalty. I didn't think there was much. I thought Paul Robinson had the right to go for the 50-50 ball. I thought he just went in a lot harder than their striker, and basically that was a result of him falling over. But anyway, Paul Jones is going to be faced with his first penalty kick. Could he save it? It was Jones against Connolly who will come out on top. Connolly does actually shoot the opposite way to what we dived as Paul Jones, and he finds the back of the net. So once again, we found ourselves 1-0 down in the at the start of this game. So we were going to be facing an uphill battle, as it was also going to be a very difficult game up against Accrington Stanley, who are a very good side. They're not like the Luton Towns that are right down the bottom and AFC Wimbledon's. But I believe that we've got a good enough squad to actually get ourselves back into this game. And as you see there from the replays, it was a lovely penalty from Aaron Connolly to actually put them away. But if we thought things were going bad, they got even worse in the 30th minute. Here, Joyce runs down the wing, plays the ball through, and we then trip up their defender once again. Once again, I thought it was a very, very soft penalty. I didn't think it was a penalty. I honestly thought that we just go in a lot harder, and that their players are going in too weak. And as a result of that, they're falling to the ground, and the referee's falling for it and giving a penalty. And as you see there is nothing in that. The goalkeeper was going to pick up the ball, and he just falls over in like a desperate attempt to try and get something, as he knew that he'd messed up. And once again, it was Connolly against Jones from the penalty spot. Connolly last time went to the right hand side, and Jones went to the left. Would Connolly go the right way, or go the same way as Paul Jones? Would actually dive the right way, but unfortunately it was a very good penalty, as he puts it in the high up in the net, in the roof of the net, and Paul Jones unfortunately couldn't reach that high up, and Connolly does actually get 2 goals in 30 minutes in this game, and 2 from the penalty spot. So basically it was a really crazy game. We were already losing 2-0, but we do actually get another chance to actually get ourselves back in the game. Story does pick up the ball. He does very well here to actually regain possession, but he does get fouled. And the reason I'm showing this is because we now got a free kick. It was our first free kick that we've had from long range, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try. So we were freaking through the players. We're thinking, who can actually take it? Who's got the best stats to take it? And then I thought, wait a minute, let's just take it with Jed Wallace. Let's just see what happens. I was just going to hoof the ball. I was going to actually think about crossing it. And then I was thinking about laying it off. But I thought, Jed Wallace, let's shoot and let's see what happens. He puts loads of power on it. And what a fantastic goal. I honestly could not believe it when that went flying into the back of the net. It left the Accrington Stanley goalkeeper with no chance whatsoever. And Wallace scores our first goal from a free kick, and what an absolute beauty it was. It was from a mile out as well. It was a long, long way out. Look at the curve and the power on that. The goalkeeper was getting nowhere near it. Even if you put Courtois, Lloris and Peter Cech in goal, they were not going to save that. It comes just inside the inside of the post, and we end up getting ourselves back in the game. It looked like a wonder goal could get us back into the game, which hopefully we can get ourselves another goal, which would then put us back to 2-2, and then maybe even fight for the victory. You never know what's going to happen. But they get the next chance in the game. They do play the ball through. They were 1-on-1. I thought they were going to give another penalty, but this time they do come through. They play the ball around Paul Jones, and once again they score. So our defence had pretty much gone to pot in this game. Nothing good. We just weren't defending well. And actually there, how can we let a player on the edge of the penalty box, or pretty much on the penalty spot, have a free header? But here we do win the ball back here with Bugluli. He plays the ball to Loza. Loza does play the ball through to Story. Story was through. Can he score? No, he can't. It was a lovely block from their defender. Loza does very well to actually pick up the ball, but he does get fouled, and well, not fouled, but he does get tackled, and the ball does go out for a corner for us. Wallace whips the ball in the box. It comes to Robinson. Robinson scores with the header and makes up for his earlier foul, which resulted in a penalty, which resulted in them going 1-0 up. So now Robinson has once again put us back in the game. We are now 3-2. So let's just recap. We were losing 1-0, then we were losing 2-0, then it was 2-1, then it was 3-1, now it's 3-2, and we go ahead and make the substitutions. Ricky Holmes, Fodgden and Westcar do come on. And we do play a lovely ball in the box. Comes to Bartram. I thought there was sin, but a wonderful save from the goalkeeper as he claws it out. It reminded me of David Seaman there, clawing the ball out. It does come to Bartram. Once again, Bartram has a shot, but unfortunately his shot just goes wide of the post. And that looked like it was going to be our last effort, as it was in the 81st minute. And I thought Bartram had pretty much the stars lit up in front of him. He thought he was going to score, but he didn't. But in the dying stage of the game, in the 86th minute, play a lovely ball out wide to Fodgden. Fodgden plays the ball to Wallace. Wallace uses pace, beats the defender. He shoots, and we score. It was absolutely crazy game. I could not believe it. And Wallace picking up what I believe is the goal of the series so far from that free kick. It was absolute amazing goal from him. And then we go ahead and score in the dying stage with Wallace again, as he slots it past the Accrington Stanley goalkeeper, puts too much power on it to actually give the goalkeeper a chance. And thankfully for us, we managed to get ourselves back in the game. And I was really, really pleased, even though we only got the point, but I was so pleased about getting that point, as it really did mean a lot, as especially from going 2-0 down and then come back to draw 3-0. But actually here we do actually send our scouts out. We send one to England, we send one to Portugal, and we send one to Belgium. Why did we do this? Because each scout, one was English, one was Portuguese, and one was Belgium. So that was the reason why we sent them to them countries. We do send the Portugal and English one for 9 months. We could only send the Belgium one for 3 months, because Belgium was very, very expensive to scout. They did actually want something like I believe it was 72,000 just to scout for 3 months, and we didn't have enough money to actually up that. So we're going to be getting score reports come in, so hopefully we can pick up a good player. We have got that Scout a Future Star, which we've already used, but there's no point promoting him to the first team club, because he's not even going to get into our squad, let alone into someone else's, because his overall is going to be between 36 and 42 or something, which is absolutely ridiculously low, and I thought it should be a lot higher than that. But we just have to wait and see at the start of next season when we promote him, see if he's any good. If not, we'll have to kick him out, or maybe send him out on loan, see if he increases his overall. But we do end up, we're going to end this episode with a game up against Bury. It's not going to be the easiest game in the world, but Bury were currently sitting in 18th place in the league. They were not actually doing very well in the league, and we've just come back from actually drawing 3-3 with Accrington Stanley. We weren't on a high, but still we could be on a high, because that showed great commitment and courage to actually come back from that scoreline being down. So I was actually very pleased in overall to actually come back and get that point, and hopefully we can continue our good run of form and beat Bury. But we do actually get the first chance. Wallace sprints past the defenders, he cuts back, has a good shot, but unfortunately nothing come off of it, and they do manage to get the ball clear. But we do actually get the throw in here. From the throw in, we do get a very good ball. Christensen plays the ball to Wallace. Wallace runs down the wing, does very well, plays the ball in the box. It comes to Loza, and Loza gets his head on it, and once again Loza finds the back of the net. And this kid is just never going to stop scoring. He's just scoring for fun. And the thing that I can't believe, he's the cheapest player in our squad by far. He only cost 60,000, and we actually signed him from another club. We signed him as 59 rated. He has gone up to a 60 rated. So pretty much we've signed a 60 rated player for 60,000, which is absolutely nothing. which to be honest, I was gobsmacked when they actually accepted the 60,000. I thought, because I didn't actually know his overall, I thought he was going to be around about a 42 rated or something, but he wasn't. And he is just stepping up to the plate and just performing really, really well. But they do actually get another chance here. Bury actually get a chance to actually get back on level terms. They do have a good shot, but thankfully for us, Paul Jones makes a fabulous save at the front post or the near post to actually deny them from getting themselves back in the game. But actually, it was a very, very good save to actually deny them. But from the resulting corner, they do actually whip the ball in the box. Unfortunately for us, our defenders couldn't get a clearance, and it was pretty much a high clearance, and then we just couldn't clear it. It come to them, and pretty scrappy goal. They played it through, and they end up finding the back of the net. So it was a pretty weird goal, to be honest. I wasn't expecting that to end up in the back of the net, but it did. I was a little bit disappointed actually that actually did end up in the back of the net, because I thought we should have done a lot better defending this. Actually, their Barcham was actually, Zalalem, sorry, was actually on the line trying to defend, but unfortunately his slide tackle, you couldn't get anywhere near the ball, and the ball does end up in the back of the net. But just before half-time, we were drawing 1-0. Story picks up the ball. He plays a lovely ball through to Loza, and Loza was now one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Can he score? Of course, Loza can score. Loza's never going to miss. He's just an absolute animal. And he goes through, slides on his belly as a celebration, and just before half-time, regains our lead. And Story there goes up to congratulate him, and Loza's congratulating Story on the beautiful pass that he played through to him. And I was just, to be honest, I cannot believe that we had picked up a player for £60,000, let alone a good player. But I believe this guy could be the cult hero of the series. I know that is very risky saying that, because it is going to be very, very difficult to actually keep a player that's going to be low rated. I don't believe he's going to be go up into the 87 rated or something. But he could be a good player that we could try and keep with the club for as long as it exists. But they do get a good chance here. But an absolutely wonderful save from Paul Jones there to keep the scoreline at 2-1. But very, very unfortunately for us, from the corner, the ball does get whipped in by the Bury Hussey. He does put the ball in. It was an awful, awful corner. It should have been an easy catch for Paul Jones, but he ended up punching the ball in the back of his own net. So after making a world-class save, he goes and punches the ball in the back of his own net, which is very disappointing. He was under no pressure whatsoever. He could have just caught it and we would have been on the counter, but no, he decided to punch it into his own net. But we do actually regain possession here. The ball gets played to Story. Story plays the ball to Loza. Loza does actually do very well. He was through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Can he score? Of course, Loza's going to score. He's never, ever going to miss. And Loza is just never going to miss. And when is he going to stop scoring? He just scores for fun. Another good goal. And we were now 3-2 up. So 2 very, very crazy games. 2 penalties. We ended up drawing 3-0. Now we're winning 3-2. It was a very, very bizarre episode, this one. And you guys are going to be sitting there thinking, how on earth has he conceded 5 goals? He scored 6. What is happening? But that is it, guys. It is just a really, really weird game. And it is one of those episodes that is just pretty much a must-watch episode, because it is really, really entertaining, I believe. That's obviously my opinion. You guys are going to be the ones watching it. But in the dying stage of the game, they do actually get a good chance here to actually